Hello, how are you doing? This is Jamie. I am going to be offering an alignment flow. The reason I ask how you're doing is because I think it is so important to continually check in with ourselves. It has been amazing to see people fostering connections and community via their phones and social media. And I think it is particularly important for us to take time to continue to build that relationship with ourselves as well. Really connect with how we are doing with everything that is going on. And that will help us to show up for other people more authentically. And it will also help us not cry over not being able to buy a plant like I did yesterday because I haven't really been taking that time kind of checking in with myself and determining what it is that I need to better support myself. So this flow is going to be great for both of us. Okay, being that it is an alignment flow, I do have some props, 2 blocks. So if you only have one, use that. If you don't have any blocks, you can use a water bottle or a book. And I'm also sitting on a blanket to elevate my hips. If you don't have a blanket, let me know. I will try to get one for you. But it is helpful to sit on at the beginning, and then also you can use it for some of our low lunges or tabletop positions that we'll be doing later on. And also too, I just want to say I am demoing these sequences to help with my cueing, so you can better understand what it is that I am offering. But just know that the way I move through these poses may look entirely different than how your body will move through them too. So make sure you're taking modifications and the right variation for your body and doing what feels good. And then at the end of the sequence, if you have any questions or anything like that, please reach out to me. That would be awesome. Okay, so sitting on a blanket in a comfortable position, so you can be cross-legged like I am, or any other seated position where you can find and invite a little bit of length in your spine. Allow yourself to settle in. So perhaps close your eyes. And I would even invite you to place one hand on your belly. So as you come to arrive in this moment for this practice, tune in. So you can do that by first just being curious about how your breath feels. Maybe notice where you feel your breath, or what your breath sounds like. If your breath feels shallow or deep. And as you transition to a deeper breath, I invite you to breathe in through your nose and allow your belly to soften so it can expand with your air. The feedback from your hand might help you do that. And then as you breathe out, your navel will draw in and up to help press the air out. So we can do that together. Fill up through your nose, allow your belly to expand, and open your mouth and press all of the air out. Full breath in, lengthen through the top of your head, and an open mouth exhale. Do that one more time on your own. And since it's an alignment flow, I will cue some breath to movement, but also know that you can use your breath as a tool to bring your mind back into the practice and to help ground yourself into this moment, into this time that you've set aside for you. All right, when you're ready, you can allow your eyes to open. We will start pairing breath with movement just by sitting here now. So with your next breath in, reach your arms wide and up overhead. And exhale, palms turn out to the side, reach them wide and down. Full breath in, reach your arms up high, perhaps your gaze lifts. And then use your entire exhale to slowly reach your arms down. Continue to invite length into your spine as you bring your hands together on the back of your head, perhaps even interlacing your fingers. So with a little bit of spinal movement, on your inhale, open up your elbows wide, gaze up, and exhale, elbows squeeze in, tuck your chin and round your back. Follow your inhale as you open up, breathe in, and exhale to squeeze and round. Full breath in to open up, and exhale to release. Find your neutral spine once more. Reach your fingertips out to the side. And also, if you are in an easy seated pose, if you would like to change the cross in your legs, you can do that now as well. Actively reach out through your fingertips, lengthen through the top of your head, and allow the right ear to move towards the right shoulder, still allowing the shoulders to be down. So you're really pulling or reaching through your left fingertips. You can find a little bit of stillness here, breathing into your left neck, or you can allow for a little bit of movement, maybe rocking your head forward and back, and continuing to lengthen and mindfully breathe here, inviting in a little bit of ease. When you're ready, if it feels safe for you, to allow your chin to move through center, and then allow the left ear to move over towards the left shoulder, actively reaching through your right fingertips and finding a little bit of stillness or a little bit of movement for your neck. Notice if you can continue to sit up straight, pulling your navel into your spine. And when you're ready, finding center once more. Allowing your right hand to place onto the floor, inhale your left fingertips up and over as you soften into your right elbow. Breathe into your left side body and perhaps even turn your chest to face the ceiling. Allowing your ribs to expand with your breath to create some space. And over the next couple of breaths, moving back through center, left hand comes down, right hand reaches up and over with an in-breath as you soften into your left elbow. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and tilting your chest up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, on your next breath in, finding center once more and moving to a tabletop position. So you can place the blanket underneath your knees if you would like a little bit of support. And finding space between your fingers with your shoulders over your wrists and your knees under your hips. So with your next breath in, allow your belly to soften. Open up your chest towards the front of the room for cow pose. And exhale to round the spine, tailbone descends down and your chin will tuck. So again, close your eyes and move through these two postures with your breath. Allowing that to be the cadence of your movement, but also being curious and tuning in if there is any other movement that you would like to take. Maybe some lateral movement, allowing your hips to drop to one side and then the next. So finding what would feel good for your practice. balance out your movement, return back to a neutral spine so the top of the head is lengthening towards the front of the room and your tailbone is pulling towards the back. Press into your right hand as you inhale your left hand high and exhale, reach it underneath your right and hover. Full breath in to open and lift, and follow your exhale to thread and hover. Inhale to open up once more, and exhale to thread and allow your shoulder to come down to the mat. And as you arrive, press the back of your left hand into the floor to help you open up your chest and maybe even extend your right fingertips towards the front of the room for thread the needle pose. When you're ready, you can bring your right hand underneath your shoulder, press into it as you inhale your left hand high, and then return back to your tabletop position. Taking that onto the other side, press into your left hand, inhale your right hand high, and exhale to thread it under and hover. Full breath in to reach up, perhaps your gaze lifts. Exhale to slowly reach it towards the side, hover. Inhale to open up, and then follow your breath out as you allow your shoulder to come down. Press the back of your right hand into the mat or the floor as you reach your left hand forward. So come back to your breath and allow your belly to soften with your in-breath. And then engage and pull your navel into your spine as you breathe out. When you are ready, your left hand can come under your shoulder. Full breath in to reach up once more. Exhale to return back to your tabletop. All right, so tuck your toes if they aren't already. On your next breath in, hover your knees just a couple of inches off the ground, and exhale, hips come up and back for your first downward facing dog. So press the mat away so you can support your shoulders in this pose and allow your head to hang heavy. Find just a little bit of movement, maybe bending into one knee and then the other. And since it's so early on in our practice, really allow a bend in both knees when you do find that stillness. That will help you find that length in your lower back. Take a full breath in, a complete exhale, and on your next breath in, walk slowly towards the front of your mat for a forward fold. And you can use your blocks here for a little bit of stability in your forward fold. Again, inviting in a little bit of a bend in your knees. Maybe a little bit of movement, allowing your head to shake no or yes, or a little bit of a sway side to side. As you come into stillness, with your next breath in, find a halfway lift with your hands on your shins or your blocks, and exhale to fold down once more. Press into your feet as you slowly roll all the way up to stand. And as you arrive, allow your shoulders to move forward and up, and do just a couple of shoulder rolls. Just continuing to invite in a little bit of movement as we warm up. Okay. Feet underneath your hips. With your next breath in, reach up, and exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips and allow your knees to bend. Inhale for your halfway lift, and then allow your knees to come down for a tabletop pose once more. I'm gonna set the blanket aside because we're actually gonna move into a modified plank. So again, create space in your fingers. Your shoulders will be over your wrists, but this time your knees will be slightly behind your hips. Activate your core and press the mat away so your shoulders widen on your back. Take a full breath in and exhale to slowly lower all the way down. Your elbows graze your side body. Untuck your toes and press the tops of your feet into the mat so you're activating your leg muscles. Then for our first back bend, reach your arms back behind you for a locust variation. So moving into locust progressively, with your first inhale, lift your chest and hands and stay to exhale. And then with your next breath in, lift up your legs and stay as you breathe out. So continue to breathe with your gaze slightly in front of your mat, so you're lengthening through your cervical spine. Take one more full breath in, light up your back body, and exhale to soften down. Your forearms can come in front of your mat, and you can rest your forehead on your hands and shimmy your hips side to side if that would feel good for you. When you're ready, you can bring your hands slightly in front of your shoulders, about the width of your mat. Again, press the tops of your feet into your mat. As you inhale, press into your palms to rise up to a higher variation of cobra. Stay as you exhale, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Full breath in to expand. Exhale, pull your chest forward to continue to lengthen your back down to the mat. Hands come underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes. In breath to your modified plank, and exhale, hips come up and back for your downward facing dog. On your next breath in, gaze forward, and exhale, journey to the front of your mat for your forward fold. You can use your blocks. Inhale for your halfway lift, and exhale to lower. Full breath in to rise and reach all the way up, and then exhale, arms can come alongside of you for mountain pose. Close your eyes here for a moment. Check in with your breath. See if you can continue to lengthen your inhale to help you continue to lengthen your exhale. On your next breath in, reach your arms up high. Exhale, baby back bend. Soften through your elbows. In breath to return back to center, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale for that halfway lift, and exhale, step back, knees come down for your plank pose, modified plank pose. Hold that for just a moment as you continue to lengthen through the top of your head. Take a breath in, and exhale, shift your weight back and allow your knees to widen on your mat so you can come into an extended child's pose. So your fingers can reach forward. If this is a lot on your hips, you can allow your blanket or block to come on top of your feet to bring the earth a little bit more closer to your hips. Relax your forehead down, or you can allow your elbows to bend so you relax your forehead on your wrists or maybe on your fists. Using this time to be curious how this pose feels in your body in this moment. When you're ready, you can reach your arms forward once more and come up to a tabletop position. So in your tabletop pose, curl your toes and extend your right toes back. So keep them on the mat And invite a little bit of a rock forward and back. So you're warming up your right hamstring. And then when you find some stillness with your shoulders over your wrists, take a breath in. And as you exhale, pull your knee into your chest and round your back. When you're ready, you can step that foot forward and even use your hand to help guide it forward. So you come into a low lunge. I would invite you to use a block underneath your left hand here. Press your left hand into the block and reach your right arm forward. Take a full breath in. Exhale, open up for a twist, reaching your right arm up towards the sky and finding length with your in-breath and a little bit more of a twist with your out-breath, pulling your right knee in towards center. Take one more full breath in and exhale, follow your right hand towards the front of the room, allowing your chest to come down towards level with your mat, and then frame your front foot, set your block aside. You can toe heel your right foot out to the side of the mat and then allow it to come back so you can find your tabletop pose once more. All right, doing that on the other side, reintegrate that weight into both of your hands as you extend your left foot back. So keeping it on the mat and then rocking forward and back gently. When you find stillness with your shoulders over your wrist, take a full breath in. Exhale, knee comes into your nose. And then step it through to find that low lunge, making any sort of adjustments or little movements that you need to feel supported. Block comes underneath your right hand. Press into the block as you extend your left arm forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, open up for your twist. So you're reaching up with your left fingertips as you are pressing down with your right hand to help you open up your chest. One more complete breath in. Exhale to follow your left hand towards the front of the room and then reframe your front foot, moving aside any props, walking that foot out to the side so it can return back to meet your other foot. All right, hands on the mat, tuck your toes, inhale to lift your knees, exhale for your downward dog. Take a full breath in and an open mouth exhale. Inhale to gaze forward and exhale to journey to the front of your mat, forward fold. Over the next couple of breaths, slowly roll up once more, finding a little bit of a shoulder roll as you come to stand. Okay. So moving on, if you are using a block, I would invite you to bring it over towards the left side of your mat. We will use that in a moment. So feet can come underneath your hips or a little bit closer together. Rock forward and back gently so you can find or integrate your weight into all three corners of your foot, allowing your toes to lift up and then gently relax back down. Full breath in to reach up high. Exhale, hands come to heart, chair pose. So start sending your awareness to your right foot. Lift up your left heel. And when you're ready, maybe even flex your left foot entirely. Take a full breath in. And with your exhale, step back to find a crescent lunge. So as you arrive, you might want to toe heel your front foot out to the side a little bit more so you can have a little bit of a wider base. It'll help with that stability. And also bring one hand to your front and one hand to the lower back and allow your tailbone to descend more towards the earth. You might find that your back knee will bend a little bit and your navel may pull in towards your center. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms up high, and exhale, cactus your arms. Take a full breath in. When you exhale, allow your forearms to come together and almost round your back and tuck your chin. Inhale to open up and create space, and exhale to squeeze and round. Full breath in to open, and exhale to round and release. Inhale to open and stay as you breathe out. Full breath in to reach up once more, and then exhale, hands can come to your hips. Lengthen through your front leg and allow your feet to turn towards the side of the room. So your toes will be angled in, your heels will be out. Moving into a wide-legged forward fold, hands on your hips, take a full breath in, and exhale to start to hinge from your hips. Your hands can come to your block. Pause and halfway, take one more breath in, and then exhale to fold. Allowing your knees to be soft here, and allowing your head to release. You can find a little bit of movement or some stillness in your wide-legged forward fold. Maybe just sending your awareness on what feels good in this posture, in this moment. On your next breath in, find that halfway lift once more. Walk your hands to frame your front foot. So your back foot will pivot. You'll frame your front foot. Back knee can come down, and just as we did before, toe heel your front foot out to the side and then allow it to come back so you find yourself in that tabletop pose once more. Tuck your back toes, and with your next in-breath, lift your knees up high, and exhale, find your downward dog. With your in-breath, gaze forward, and exhale to journey to the front of your mat for a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, extend, and then exhale to release. Couple of breaths to rise up once more, taking your time. Maybe inviting in another shoulder roll as you come to stand towards the front of your mat again. Okay, moving to the other side, invite a block over to your right side if you used it on your left. Feet can be hip-width distance or slightly closer. Press and integrate that weight into both of your feet. Inhale, reach your arms wide and up high, and exhale, chair pose. So allow yourself to arrive in this pose first, and then start to send your awareness to your left foot, lifting up your right heel and maybe even flexing your right foot completely. Take a full breath in, and with your exhale, extend that foot back to come into your crescent lunge. Taking any movement you might need to feel supported, starting with your foundation. And notice if you can almost pull your inner thighs in towards one another. It will help activate your back glutes and activate a lot of the muscles that you need to help support you safely in this lunge. All right, next breath in, reach your arms up high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Take a breath in here. Follow your exhale to squeeze. Full breath in, open up. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open and stay as you breathe out. Full breath in to reach up high, and then your hands can come to your hips once more. Lengthen through your front foot and turn to the other side of your mat. Toes in, heels slightly out, a little bit of buoyancy in your knees. Take a breath in to lengthen through the top of your head. Exhale to hinge forward. Pause halfway to breathe in to really imprint that length in your spine, and then exhale to completely fold forward. Deciding if you need a little bit of movement, or finding gratitude for this couple moments of stillness. Relaxing through your jaw and your shoulders. And tuning back into your breath. With your next breath in, find a halfway lift once more. Then walk your hands to the front of your mat to frame your front foot. Finding a lunge, softening your back knee on the mat, toe heeling your front foot out to the side to find your tabletop pose once more. Tuck your back toes on your in-breath, lift your knees, and exhale back to your downward facing dog. Enjoy a full breath in and an open mouth exhale. Inhale to gaze forward and exhale to journey to the front of your mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold and release. And again, press into both feet to rise all the way up. And then hands can come to heart center. All right. So using a block, maybe on its highest height towards the middle of your mat, step your feet about hip-width distance apart and bring your hands to your hips. Pressing into your right foot, step your left foot back about 2.5 or 3 feet, so your feet are in 2 different lanes. So we're setting up for a pyramid base here. Encouraging your right hip back slightly, continue to lengthen through the top of your head as you breathe in, and follow your exhale to fold forward. Once you get about halfway, bring your hands to your block, invite in one more breath in, and then exhale to fold and release. So be curious if you can press into your front heel to allow a little bit more weight to come into your back foot or your back leg. Wanting to find a little bit of balance in this pose. When you're ready on your next in-breath, find a halfway lift once more. Bring your hands to your hips and rise all the way up. So keeping your base, with your next breath in, reach your arms out wide and right arm under, give yourself a hug. So you're encouraging some space in your shoulders on your back. An option to stay in your hug or take eagle arms. An option to stay right here, or with your next couple of breaths, see if you can elevate your gaze and just invite a little bit of a back bend. So it's a little bit of a heart opener, a back bend, and a balance pose. Take one more in-breath and exhale, return back to a neutral spine. With the breath in, open your arms up wide, and then they can come to your hips as you step forward, back to where we started. All right, taking that on the other side, press into your left foot as you extend your right foot back this time. So taking a moment just to set up with as much attention as we did on the first side. with an in-breath, lengthen through the top of your head and follow your exhale to hinge forward. Pause halfway, hands can come to your block, and then exhale to fully release. Knowing that our poses, we are challenged to find that balance of effort and ease. So be curious if you need to invite in a little bit more effort, or how you can bring in just a little bit more ease into your pyramid pose. On your next breath in, find that halfway length. Hands come to your hips, press into both feet to rise all the way up once more. Inhale, open up your arms, left arm under, give yourself a hug. Maybe even close your eyes and smile. Freaking love hugs. Have an option to keep your arms here or find eagle arms. And again, explore this pose right here as it is, or perhaps take a couple of breaths to find a little bit of a back bend. Lifting your chest up towards the ceiling and breathing into whatever sensations might be arising. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, find a neutral spine. Inhale to open up your arms, and then hands can come to your hips and step forward for mountain pose. All right, so moving your block aside, if you have a blanket, so you can elevate your hips, we will take a seat with our legs extended out in front of us. So allowing for a little bit of a bend. Okay, I have a hair. Okay, I need a haircut. Okay, finding a little bit of a bend in your knees. Lengthen through your heels, so you're activating your feet. Full breath in to reach up high, and exhale to hinge forward. Inhale to find length once more, and exhale to allow yourself to fold, maybe even tucking your chin. And hands can come alongside of you or hold onto your shin or to your feet. Being curious about the qualities of your breath in your forward fold. Over the next couple of breaths, you can allow your hands to walk back in towards center. So keep length in your left leg as you open it up wide, and then invite your right heel in towards center. So it can be closer towards center or a little bit further out. And if you find that you're a little tight in your hips and you would like a little bit of support underneath your knee, you can use a block or whatever prop you have to lift the earth towards you. So pull your left kneecap in and extend through your heel. So you find a little bit of traction in your leg. Turn your entire torso over your left leg. Inhale your arms up high, and just as we did before, exhale to hinge over your leg. So using your in-breath to continue to lengthen through your spine, and exploring with your out-breath if you can descend any further over your leg. Finding areas to soften. When you're ready, you can walk your hands back in towards center once more. And we'll take that to the other side. So finding length in your right leg and inviting in your left heel. Finding the placement that feels the best for you and using any props that you might need. Activate through your right leg, extend through your right heel, turn your torso over your leg, full breath in to reach up high, and exhale to fold forward. When you're ready, you can walk your hands back in towards center to come back up and set your blocks aside and come to lay on your back. If you would like to take a full body stretch, pointing and flexing through your toes, maybe rolling out your wrists, do that. And then when you're ready, allow your feet to plant onto your mat with your heels close to your glutes. So your arms can be alongside of you or perhaps on your belly. Press into your right foot as you inhale your left heel high. Point and flex through your foot. And with a little bit of a flex, take a breath in here and exhale, allow your ankle to come over your right knee. So we're in a supine figure 4, option to stay here or use your hand to encourage your knee a little bit closer to the front of the room. And also option to stay right here, or you can bring your knees in a little bit closer to you by taking a bind behind your right leg. Breathing with some stillness, or perhaps a little bit of movement, rocking side to side. Notice if your breath is starting to slow back down. If you can continue to breathe mindfully, keeping yourself present in this moment. If your right foot was lifted, allow it to come back down to the mat and reach your arms out wide, keeping your left ankle over your right knee. Take a breath in, and then exhale, allow your legs to fall over towards the left. A little bit of a twist. When you're ready, you can come back to center. Press into your right foot, lift your left foot up once more, and then allow it to come down again. Hands can come alongside of you. Press into your left foot as you inhale your right leg high. So first, keep that length in your leg, pointing and flexing through your ankle. And then when you're ready, finding a little bit of a flex and allowing yourself to find that figure 4. So pausing here, or using your right hand to gently guide your knee towards the front of the room. And again, finding a pause here, or bringing your legs in a little bit closer. And allowing yourself to release any tension. Allow your shoulders to soften. And maybe even close your eyes if they aren't already. If your left foot is lifted, you can lower it back down. Open up your arms once more. Take a full breath in, and exhale, allow your feet to come over towards the right. Maybe your gaze looks over towards the left. And find some deep breaths to create some space in your twist. you're ready, you can find center once more. Extending your right leg up towards the sky and then bringing it back down to meet your left. Reach for one of your blocks and press into your feet so you can inhale and lift your hips up slightly, just enough to get the lowest part of your block underneath your sacrum. Allow your hips to rest onto the block and allow your shoulders to come together on your back so your chest opens up towards the ceiling, and then lift one leg up and then the other for supported waterfall. And even though this is a bit of an inversion, see if you can start to slowly relax your muscles, inviting in a lot more ease into this posture. This is literally one of my favorite poses. For the next couple of breaths, allow your feet to come back down and press your feet into the mat just to lift up your torso enough to remove the block. And the soles of your feet can come together. Your knees can open up wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. And again, if you would like a supported Supta Baddha, you can bring your blocks underneath your knees on each side. So you can really find a softening here. Start to let go. An option to breathe on your own, or I can lead you through a balanced breath. So if you would like to participate, blow all of the air out. And then inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment, and then breathe out for a count of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. So option to continue with balanced breath, adjusting the numbers in any way that you would like. Or perhaps at this point in the practice, you just want to let go of breath work altogether. Move into our final resting pose of the practice. You always have the option to stay in your supported or your Supta Baddha Konasana. But if you would like to take a more traditional Shavasana by extending your legs and your arms alongside of you, you can do that now as well. Allow your palms to face up so it can continue to aid you in opening up your chest. And spend just as much effort finding ease in these last few moments of your practice. So allowing your head to soften into your mat. Release any effort in your mouth. Allow your eyes to feel heavier. Allow your shoulders to soften. Your right elbow and your right hand might feel a little bit more heavier. And release tension in your left elbow and your left hand. Allow your belly to soften so it can continue to expand with your breath. And allow your hips to melt in towards the ground. Soften through your kneecaps. And release any tension or effort that you might be holding in your feet. Using this time to find some gratitude. Your only purpose right now is to soften. Soften your breath. Soften your mind, soften your body, and soften your spirit. And as distractions come up, like thoughts or noises around you, allow them to pass. There are always distractions happening. So create that space so you can decide how to respond. Notice if you can continue to soften instead of react to any thoughts or noises, even my voice. Continue to allow yourself just a couple more moments. Slowly start inviting in movement back into your body, maybe deepening your breath, creating some little bits of movement with your fingers and toes, and eventually inviting in one knee into your center and then the next, and rolling over to whichever side would feel supportive to you. And then pressing yourself up to a seat. And want to stay facing the front of the room, but wherever you are. So encourage your chin back and slightly in, so you're lengthening through the top of your head to find that length in your spine. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high, and then hands come together and down at heart center. I would invite you to close our practice with an Om. So it sounds like ah, oh, and we will do it together right now. So take a full breath in through your nose. Take another breath in and release. If you ommed with me, I thank you, I see you, and if you still feel too weird to om, that's okay, I do not know. I love practicing or ending a practice with om because I just feel like that is such a beautiful way to foster connection and invite in community. It's a little weird to do it to an empty studio, but I am working with what I have. So thank you for allowing me to guide your practice today, and also give yourself a pat on the back for taking the time for you to find anything that you might have needed from this practice. Some grounding, some centering, some movement. And if you need anything from me, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the studio soon. Thank you.